Hello out there in YouTube world. I'm broadcasting live, coming to you live from my car like I do every night. And I'm thankful for another day. I made the most of my day. Um, in life, you're going to get sad thoughts, discouraging thoughts throughout the day and throughout your life. And you're going to question what life is about. You're going to do many things in life. You're going to travel. You may have children. You may have pets. You may achieve great career success. And among all the different things you achieve and do and experience, at some point, you're going to say, is this it? Is this all that life is? And you're going to, you're going to be tired of it all. And you're going to want to just let yourself go. And that's what I want to talk about as my opening topic. Because every night I go live on YouTube. I also make daily videos. And so if you want to be part of seeing the videos and part of the channel, you hit subscribe, you hit the bell notification. And I'll read the comments like I do every live feed. But as I'm reflecting on the topic tonight, which is letting yourself go, that's what I'm reflecting on. Because there was a season of my life where I just let myself go. I ate everything I wanted to eat. I stopped dealing with people as much as I could other than work. And I just spent most of my time in my house with my dog, and I enjoyed it. I was in my mid to late 20s, and I didn't start to try to turn my life back the other way until I was in my early 30s. But part of it is, look, I started to go out and experience life when I was very young. And that was a blessing, and I'm thankful for it. But after you experience life, after you go to so many clubs, after you experience so many different things, you date different people, you do different things you want to do, it's just like, it's not satisfying. And so, maybe you say to yourself, maybe I'll find satisfaction in just letting myself go, because there is a discipline in holding yourself together. There's an energy spent. There's a tax on your spirit to hold it together, to hold yourself together physically, emotionally, and mentally. So at some point you may say, fuck it, I'm tired of all the energy that I'm exerting trying to hold it all together. I'm just going to let myself go, and I'm going to let it all go. I held it together with my job because you always have to have income, but with everything else, I just let myself go. And some people, even with their job, they just let that go too. They get so burnt out on life. They say, fuck it all. Like I've often shared on this channel, the only reason I don't totally give up is because what I've learned in life, if you give up in your job, in your career, in your health, in everything, if you give up and if you think it's going to get easier, you're misled. It gets harder. And this world and the system of this world will keep kicking you. Your responsibilities will keep kicking you. You'll have less resources to take care of you, and then you're subject to deal with more people. Don't ever give up, not because of some grand, great philosophy I have, just for the simple fact of the minute you give up and you let yourself go, you're going to get fucked more. That's the truth. And I don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for anyone else, because I don't like to see suffering. And I would like to tell you, look, just give up, because this world's shit. But what I'm here to tell you is, you give up, it's going to be worse. Hold it together. Take your breaks. Lessen the responsibility. Lessen the responsibility, minimize, cut down, and downsize when you're young enough to do it. And you're never going to be younger than you are today. Get your health together before the holidays, not after the holidays. Because what I can tell you is, the older you get, the harder it's going to be to change your eating habits. And you will suffer in the hospital longer. You'll have more hospice. You'll have more people having to depend on for your health and well-being other than yourself. I've seen it happen in my family and in other life. I thank God that I started to get myself, once I let myself go, I thank God, by the grace of God, I started to get myself back together in my early 30s. Because if I would have waited till my early 40s or 50s, I don't have the same strength now that I had when I was 32. I'm 38. I don't have the same strength that I had 5 years ago, and I'm in the best shape of my life. I don't even have it in me anymore to do what I did as far as, downsizing. You only get so much energy in life, and as you get older, you get less energy, no matter how well you take care of yourself. So what I'm here to tell you tonight is my opening statement, and then we'll get into all live comments. Don't get seduced into letting yourself go. Physically, emotionally, financially, mentally, anything. As much as you can control it. Hold it together. And you hold it together by adopting less is more. The less stuff you have to take care of, the less pressure on you and the more you can hold it together. The less unnecessary, unhealthy relationships you have in your life, the better you will be mentally, and you can deal more with the aggravation of work. Because many times, I know what it is. Many people quit their job not because they can't do it, not because they're not intelligent. They don't have it in them anymore to deal with people. And I understand that. But I don't want to see you quit your job and then you got no money. Because then, guess what? You got to deal with more people. You got to deal with more of the system. You think you just made your life easier, just made it harder. I've been there. Don't do that. So the answer is cut down on the things you own, cut down on the unnecessary relationships, and cut down on the food. I mean, experience the food because I know you want to experience it. Experience the alcohol if that's what you want to experience. Experience the weed. But what I'm here to tell you is the more you're on the hook to obesity, the more you're on the hook to alcoholism, the more you're on the hook to weed and everything else, the harder your life's going to be. Because the less independent, the less strong you're going to be, and the more the sad thoughts are going to bring you down. Every day, I'm in a battle with sad thoughts. And I'm doing great in life overall compared to a lot of people. And I don't say that pridefully. I say that thankfully and humbly. And I have to fight with every bit of my strength to hold it together. If I know at 38 right now, if I was in the same physical condition I was at 28, I don't think I would be, I don't know. I don't know where it would be. I don't know where it would be. And so that's my thoughts tonight. And that's what I want to share with you. And that's it. I'm going to roll my windows down, broadcasting live from Florida. If you like these videos, if they help you, if they're a blessing, please take the effort to click the thumbs up. It's free. Take the effort to share the video. It's free. Follow me on Instagram. My tag name is the word inspire_38. It's just ways to support and connect. All free, but do what you want. But I'm going to clearly ask what I want. I'm going to clearly ask what I'm thinking. Directly, not manipulative, but directly. If you want something like what I've learned, I used to be passive and shy. But what I've learned in life is you have to ask for what you want. Okay? Not in a malicious way, not in a manipulative way, okay? But in a direct way, in a straightforward way. Say, look, this is what I'm asking out of the relationship. This is what I need. And people have a choice. They can either say, you know what, I'm with you, or they can say, no, I don't want to do it. And it is what it is. But it's better to communicate clearly what you need than to keep your mouth shut and thinking someone else is thinking about what you need. Everyone else is carrying the burdens of their life. They're not thinking about what you need. They're thinking about what can you give me? That's the truth. So ask. Ask for what you want. Seek for what you need. And knock. Ask, seek, knock. Oh, I believe in that. Okay? And the older you get in life, you're going to realize you got to go and get it. No one's going to give it to you. Good job. All right. Now, all off coming. See these palm trees? Very magical. How's the video audio? Tom Hanks. Hey, brother. Hey there, Sam. Been waiting for this. Well, Tom, been thinking and praying for you and Blanton. I finally watched your Instagram direct video that you guys sent to me. These are young men from North Carolina in college. They work for a corporation, at least that's what they showed me in the video. But young guys in college trying to figure out life, trying to get their careers in order. And I believe they had a job interview today, or at least Tom did. And I've been on many different job interviews, and it was a journey to get there as far as settling my career. But what I would tell you is I'm impressed with what I've seen from Tom and Blanton. Just like every other generation, that's a tough time in life. In your early 20s is one of the toughest periods of your life. It's fun, but it's also very tough because you have the beginning of full adult independence, where you no longer have to depend on people, you no longer have to be subject to do what your parents tell you to do, but at the same time, you have to gain financial independence so that you're not on the hook anymore to your parents. But that takes a while to develop your career and to develop yourself, and everyone needs help on the road to being self-sufficient. And you don't know what you want to do initially in college or initially when you're in your 20s. You got to figure it out. You got to try some things. You got to fail. But the only way to go forward is to try, is to get out there. Idleness is the devil's playground. Get out there, figure it out, keep your expenses low, keep your commitments low. Don't go get a pet. Don't go get into a heavy relationship. Figure out your career. All that other stuff will come. That being said, you're probably going to meet some hot chick or whoever you like, and it's going to be a disaster. But we pray for the best. We'll jive. What's up, Sammy? Hope you had a blessed day, brother. Overall is positive. Let's go over the positives, all right? Because my mind always wants to go negative. Everyone's mind wants to go negative. The positives are I'm healthy. I'm not in the hospital. I have all my limbs, and I'm thankful. Positive is I have a work. I have a job. Why is that positive? Because you need income. Positive is I'm living in Florida. This is where I've dreamt of living. This is where I put a lot of effort into being. Positive is I spoke to my mother today. She's still able to be independent, and I'm thankful for that conversation. So you have to clearly say what the positives are, because your mind wants to go negative many times. Even people that put up the facade, they're the most negative inside. So I believe in speaking honestly what I feel. But honestly, overall, it's a positive day, and I'm thankful. Tima, nice to see you tonight. Tima, you too. John Suttles, hey Sam, what's up to you? Luke, hey Sam, what's going on, my man? I hope your day was productive and awesome. Yeah, it was pretty good. How was yours? Cheesy McStuffins, that's my guy, my fellow Floridian. All right, Cheesy coming in hot. Good to see you, brother. Luke, Sam, it was kind of a cool day today. I was at a thrift store and found a vintage Led Zeppelin t-shirt and paid $2 and for any realtor online realtor online wanted 100. Well, I'm not mad at you. You scored big with a t-shirt. And if that inspires you, I'm happy for you, brother. Good job. Apathy. Good to see you, Sam. You too. You make a lot of sense. Glad to see you not giving up. Yeah, look, life is held together by a shoestring. But I'm blessed. I just named all the positives I have. Many people would love to have those positives. So I'm not a complainer, but I'm sharing with you the battle of life. The battle of life is every day staying in a good space. And what I found out is the less you have to worry about, the less you have to take care of, the less relationships, the less Led Zeppelin t-shirts, the better. But there was a time in my life where I had 20 different t-shirts, all the same style in 20 different colors. That was just the season of life I was in. And then I had a season of my life where I just said, fuck it. Every night I'm going to eat, stuff my face, watch TV, look at the internet, and roll over and watch porn, and that's it. To the point where, you can't even put on a belt. You let yourself go. But eventually, you got to climb back out of that hole. How do you climb back out of the hole? One step at a time. And like I say, I got very extreme to turn my life around. I don't think I have that energy anymore to get that extreme. Right now, I'm just at a sustainable level. And so what I'm here to tell you is, do it now because you're not getting any younger. And don't let yourself go. Catch yourself, and hold it together as best you can. Because as you let yourself go, you're going to be dependent on others more. So part of letting yourself go is you don't like people. And you want to just let yourself go because you're tired of this society. You're tired of the world. You're tired of people. And let me tell you something. The more you let yourself go, the more you got to deal with people, the more you got to deal with society. And that's a powerful message there. Hope you get that one. Good job. I read that. Ice thesis. My school had police because someone to shoot it. True humbling experience. Yeah, I saw another mass shooting today in California. Was it by a terrorist? Was it by a caravan from immigrants? No, it was by an American Marine, ex-Marine. Okay, so most of the mass shootings by white male American. Okay, that's the truth. That's the facts. Okay, but they'll have you believe that a caravan of people are coming to hurt you. They'll have you believe it's about a terrorist group. But the truth is, lack of gun reform and pandering to red-blooded Americans is what keeps us having corporate tax reform and not gun reform. Okay, and that's what you got right now in America. Okay, that's what you got. I'm all for the Second Amendment right, but take the guns away from people who have mental disabilities and who are on prescription drugs for mental issues. Start there, and then we'll figure the rest out. Okay, and stop playing these political games where you make society fear it's immigrations that's stealing your jobs and threatening your safety. When really what's stealing your jobs is corporations are getting bigger, especially with tax reform. They just got bigger, you got weaker, and most of the mass shootings are by white male U.S. citizens, okay, with high capacity magazine guns sold by publicly traded corporations that manufacture the guns, okay, and the IRA, which is one of the wealthiest lobbying groups. Okay, that's the reality, that's the facts. The rest of it is all talking points to get you in a frenzy, get society in a frenzy, and then do nothing. And that's okay, Luke. So going to try to sell on eBay and flip. Oh, okay, you're going to try to sell a t-shirt and flip? I'm not mad at you. I sold some things on eBay for a while. What I found is it's a big waste of time because after you do the shipping, after you do the listing fees, just too much aggravation. But it's a good experience in basically you're running a small business, retail business, and it's a good experience. Isis says, I was very nervous and wanted to leave. Yeah, look, you will never relate to something until you're in the position of possibly being hurt and fear and everything else. And you're never going to eliminate evil in this world. You're never going to eliminate killings. But we have a recurring problem of mass shootings because of high capacity, not regular guns, high capacity. There was a high capacity magazine used. I believe it was a Glock and a high capacity magazine that was actually illegal, I believe, in the state of California. Okay. But what you have is you don't have all states unified. Okay. You don't have a federal law. Okay. What you have is states with individual laws, and those high capacity magazines are sold legally in some states, in some areas, in some gun shows, and then they're taken to other states that don't have a federal law to back them up. Okay. And that's how that happens. Okay. And that's why, again, you want a wealthy lobbying group, IRA. Okay. You want a corporation, Smith & Wesson. Okay. Do I believe in a Second Amendment? Yeah. But like, you got to put some reforms in there because these corporations, they're just selling these high capacity magazines and they're pumping in fear, and regular people are just dying. You're never going to eliminate it. But look, America is very foolish, okay? Because we're the only developed country that has no universal health care. The only one. The richest country in the world has no universal health care. Every other developed country does. We're the only developed country that has lack of a good, solid gun control legislation. Okay. And so you really, they pump it as if you have freedom. Okay. But I don't see freedom as the ability to have a gun. We have more access to guns than we do to healthcare. Is that freedom? I don't know. I don't know if it's freedom that most Americans file bankruptcy because of lack of healthcare, and they're going to get shot in a mass shooting and they're not going to have healthcare. I don't see that as being a free society. I see that as being a society say, you know what? Let the peasants die without healthcare. Okay? Because all the rich, wealthy people, they all got their armed guards. They're all living in a secure area. You ain't gonna touch them. Regular people at a bar, you're a dime a dozen. Okay, you're a political talking point. That's all you are. And was it less tragic than it happened in a bar, than it happened in a synagogue, than it happened in a country musical concert like it did in Vegas 2 years ago? Or like it happened in a Texas church? It happened in churches, it happened in bars, it happened in synagogues, it happened in country music concerts. It's happened in all different types of venues. And people only get fired up when it affects their venue. Okay? But it's happened everywhere. And hate is not about one religion or one. Hate's just hate. And you saw it. You saw it today again in California. Just hate. Okay? But everyone likes to cry that it's just one group or one. It's just hate. Hate is universal. Never forget it. Anxieties. Oh, I read that. MTOF. Cheesy. Mermit on toast every morning. It gives me lots of energy. I'm not mad at that. I don't know what mermit is. AJ, what's up, brother? Shout out to Miami. Hello from the magical land of Miami Beach. Beautiful right now. It's a nice night. Learning amazing life advice for a 30-year-old unmarried white male. Well, again, it's all a journey. And we're all human. Okay. No matter where you come from, what walk of life, what religion, what race, we're all human. Okay. And what I could tell you is we all struggle with the same thoughts and ideas and things. And you got to try to stay positive. And you got to push forward. And you got to try to hold yourself together. Take your breaks during the course of the day. Try to find time to exercise. Try to eat healthy. Those are things that help you hold it together as best you can. It's still not easy, even when you do all those things right. But look at this. That guy who just did a mass shooting in California in a bar, he couldn't hold it together anymore. Now, maybe he's going to come out like most other mass shootings that he had mental issues and everything else. But at the end of the day, look, everyone's got some mental issues. I haven't met one person yet that isn't struggling with life. Every time I get into a long enough conversation with someone, the truth comes out. And the truth is, people are holding on to their sanity by a thread. No matter who I talk to a lot of people. That's the truth. If I talk to them long enough, that's the truth. And they're on the edge of letting go of themselves, of caring about life. And you got to be careful. Tom, Anxieties, is everyone okay? Cheesy? It has a lot to do with B vitamins. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Anxieties. Yes, thank God. Luke, I am looking to try to generate extra money by doing flipping and selling on eBay and Amazon. I understand. I've done it, so it'll be a good experience for you. And so I encourage you to get that experience. Good job. Yolanda? Hey, Sam. Hey, Yolanda. Tom? Good to hear it, brother. There was a shooting in college. Oh, I just read that, so I don't want to do that again. It truly said, no, thank you, Tom. I just talked about that. Anxieties. Some people are definitely hurt mentally, though. You never think something like that will happen until it does. Yeah, well, I just broke it down. Look, it doesn't matter who I talk to. If I talk to them long enough, I know that most people, if not all people, are holding on by a thread. I see it every day, and I see past the surface of the facade of life. But I do agree that some people have mental issues that are more severe than others. And there's a variety of factors. And again, that's still a small percentage of society that goes that far. And there's no one answer or one law that will cure that. But again, when you get lost in that deep, dark circle of trying to figure out life, just remember, all you can control is you, and you have to take care of you. And as you take care of yourself well, then you're an asset to society. But when you let yourself go, you can't really add to yourself and to society because you let yourself go. You're like George when he had that one. I was like George from Seinfeld. He had a dream of totally letting his body go and walking around wearing velvet all day. And he did that for a while, red velvet. I had a dream of at one time, letting myself go, moving to another state, shutting down all my social media and just just eat and be fat and alone and happy. But I ended up staying in shape, just going commando and, doing a YouTube channel. And I'm happy. I'm happy. At least I went commando. That's as close as I want to get to letting myself go. Good job. Apathy. What do you change to a healthier lifestyle? Plant-based diet and walk every day. Plant-based diet and walk every day. Every hour, get up and walk for 10 minutes. Do that. Plant-based diet, you'll be on the right track. Luke, stop eating out. Luke, brother, I am also struggling mentally to get myself motivated. I understand that. Dealing with the political works BS of good sales job. All jobs. I don't know. I've worked in construction. I've worked in the corporate world. What I can tell you is all jobs, all part of life are politics. Learn to deal with it. Just do your job and smile and be positive and just don't get involved in the drama. That's it, because you got to make an income. If you don't make an income, you're going to be more on the hook and you have to play more politics. I know people who are on disability, you want to see politics, get involved in the system. If you want to get into politics, get involved in the system. As far as like being on some type of an assistant or asking your parents for help or asking your friends for help, then you're really going to see politics. When you have to go beg your parents or beg a relative or beg a friend or beg the government for money, then you're really going to see politics. So let me tell you something. Get a job, play the game, smile, work hard, and collect checks because you got to take care of you. Good job. As long as what you're doing is not, immoral or hurting someone else. Mighty Mo, man, I agree with you. Thank you. Dealing with people is harder than dealing with actual work. Totally agree with that. That I'm supposed to do. Mighty Mo, I totally understand that, brother. I thank God I'm working with some pretty good people now, but I haven't always. And so, you still got to deal with people. Even when you're dealing with great people, it's not easy because you're dealing with yourself too. During the course of the day, all I want to do is strip naked and walk the beach, but you got to do work. So you got to do what you got to do. Good job. Woohoo, Sam. You need to accept. Well, I'm not accepting donations. I mean, I have, one is people watch the videos. That's a help. Two is when they get thumbs up to the video. That's a help. Those are free ways. Share the videos, free ways. There is a super chat enabled in the live feeds. But at the end of the day, look, I don't want anyone who is hurting financially to give me money. I mean, I have a good job. Look, I would love to live off YouTube, but I don't want anyone in debt struggling financially. And I know most people are, statistics are giving me money. Okay. When I'm not in debt and I'm doing pretty good. So watching the videos, sharing them is a blessing. And if somebody wanted to super share something like that, that's cherry on the top. But I don't want anyone putting themselves behind the 8 ball to just keep me going ahead. So I'm clearly asking for what I want, but I'm not manipulating and I am not trying to make myself on the back of people who are poor or hurting. That's not right. I've seen that in church. I've seen that in the corporate. I've seen that all over. And I don't want to live like that. So all I can do is honestly share in my videos what I'm trying to do. And it is what it is. All my videos are free. I don't ask people to send me anything. And I don't need it really. I mean, I would love to have a sustainable revenue through YouTube or something like that. But I've done it for a year and a half and I still work because YouTube only pays me on average $250 a month. That's pre-tax. So after tax, I'm looking at about $160 a month. That's not even enough to pay my Starbucks every month. So, but like any business, like anything that's worth it over time, hopefully that will grow and build. And then maybe I'll get some breaks. Maybe, some rich prick will donate or whatever. But that's what it is. So I kind of just broke it down, but thank you for the love. Calco, how long do you think you'll live? Well, the average life expectancy in the U.S. is 78. No, people I know, like my grandfather and stuff, I think they live to their late 80s. I don't want to live that long, to be honest with you. I don't want to die. I don't want to suffer, if that makes sense, because I've been close to that and it's not fun. It's scary. I don't have a death wish. I'm not suicidal. I enjoy life, but I don't know how long I want to live. Like, once I got my health together, and then after I let myself go, I got my health together, and people say, Sam, you just added 10 years to your life. And I looked at them like, oh shit. I don't know if I wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I don't know if I want to live till 98 because I spend time with the elderly. And what I can tell you is after 60, your body starts to really break down. After 70, your body really breaks down. When you're in your 80s, you're lucky if you have your independence. You're lucky. That's the reality of life. And people who don't know that, they spend no time with the elderly. None. And that's a dark part about life. But I all I can do is take life one day at a time and then make the most of each day, try to be positive, and that's it. But that's the reality of life. Good job, Luke. And trying to get my mindset and up and energy to go for it. And I know what it will take to make it happen. Amen, brother. I'm not mad at you. Luke, you're a smart guy. I know it's not easy, but I believe just about everyone in this channel. Because look, if I don't block you, I mean, for the most part, I think it's a go. So, look, I've met a lot of great people. And I'm very thankful for the people I met on YouTube. Like, I used to look at it like, I take it serious. The interaction I have with you guys, I try to respond to every comment. And I don't do that just to grow the channel. I mean, like you see the responses that I put forth in the effort. I have a serious conversation with you guys. And I want people to do well. I think about people during the course of my day. And I'm praying the best for them. Because I understand how hard life is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking, well, what can I get from this person? What can I get from that person? Like, I really don't think about that during the course of the day. I say, Sam, what do I need to do to keep myself in a good space? That's the first thing I think of. Try to take care of myself. That's a full-time job. Self-care is a full-time job. Holding yourself together, full-time job. So as I hold myself together, I said, damn, this ain't easy to hold yourself together. And then God shows me, Sam, I gave you grace. Think about all the people out there that are trying to hold themselves together that have it way worse than you. And I start praying for people. And I think about them. Whether it's people I talk to on YouTube or my family or people at work or people I see on the street. And I think about it, Sam. And that's how I understand, like, it's not easy to hold it together. Okay, good job. James, Sam. Letting go is when you've had enough of everything. Good point. And everyone, that's true. Good point, James. You're very insightful. You find out who you really are during this process, brother. James, that's a great, insightful comment. Thumbs up to you, brother. Good job. Tom, yes, I just want to touch on that a minute because that's a very good comment. And when I let myself go, I want to read his comment again. I think that kind of describes the mindset of when I let myself go. I'm going to read James's comment again. James says, Sam, letting go is when you have had enough of everything and everyone. You find out who you really are during this process, brother. Good comment. Tom, yes. I had 2 phone interviews today. Blanton had a in-person one in Philly with a different company. He's on his way back now. Well, safe travels to Blanton. Safe travels, man. I'm very proud of you guys, man. You guys very energy to push forward and take risk definitely decreases. Luke, very good comment. Because I am in my later 30s, and it's definitely not the same as in my early 30s. Luke, another great comment. Good job. You guys are intelligent. Tom, I thought a lot about your advice and wisdom and was very confident in the message. Good job. I was presenting. Good. Tom went on an interview, and part of the message I gave him was be confident. Humble, yes. You don't want to be arrogant, but you need to be confident and bold. You can't be timid. Even the scriptures warn us not to be timid. So you have to be confident, but you also have to be humble. There's a thin balance, but that's a good job. I think they went pretty well. Good. Waiting to hear back. Look, even if they ended in a disaster, I am proud of you for trying, and I support you. Good job. Let's take a water ice break to that. Love and respect. Apathy. I don't meet a lot of people who inspire me. You have. Thank you. I don't put you on a pedestal. Thank you. But I am grateful for your brutally honest wisdom. Apathy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that sincerely. And thank you for the super chat, man. That's humbling, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the person. I appreciate that, man. That's very humbling. But I appreciate it. All I could tell you guys, because I want to be sincere in saying it without, like, you know what I mean, trying to be like over dramatic. for the positive comments and for all the positive support in any way. It means a lot. Now, I try to be honest, and I'm trying to mature, because I'm understanding, like, people watching me on the other side of this video, they're seeing me in a 1 hour video or a 10-minute video. And so some of my videos are real raw, because sometimes that's where I am in my mind. But you have to understand, throughout the course of 24 hours in a day, I'm not always rah. Most of the time, I'm very reserved. But sometimes you have to get rah. But that, if I'm ever like explosive in my inspiration, I understand when somebody's on the other end of that camera and they're hurting, like, it's hard for them to hear that. Because when I'm hurting, I don't want to hear anything. Like, when I get in a bad mental state, I don't want to hear the news. I don't want to hear the radio. I got to be quiet. So just always remember to put me in context, or put anyone in context, because, that's part of life. Thank you. Ice thesis. Thank God the police was there and they were effective. Tom, ice thesis. That was a student that was threatened to shoot her. He says, ice thesis says, was it a student that was threatened shooter? I don't know. Luke, so sometimes it's scary to think that 15 to 20 years from now, you better have a safety net, because you will not be screwed. Well, I agree with that. I looked up online today, what is the average Social Security? So the average Social Security check currently in America is about $1,400. So $1,400 in many instances would not even pay, it would barely pay your rent. It wouldn't give you enough to feed yourself, pay your rent, and be self-sustainable. And that's scary when you're at that age in life and you're most vulnerable, because you can't really work that much. You're not that employable. And you feel weak and you feel vulnerable. For me, $1,400 a month when you're 70 years old, that's scary. And my mom, she collects Social Security. She gets about $1,100 per month. There was a lady who commented on my Instagram today. She said she only gets like $900 a month. And so, I think about that throughout the course of the day. So it's not easy. You got to work until you just keep working. That's all I can say. Dot, respect. Thank you, Doc Kid. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the love. Ice thesis. Tom Hanks was a student. Tom Hanks was a student. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Marcia. Amigo, love you letting go. Thank you. Love and respect, Marcia. Luke, I am really trying to figure things out so I am not screwed when I hit my 60s. Well, I understand that. I mean, look, I'm in the same boat. I work every day. So sometimes I get depressed because I say to myself, I'm going to be working until I'm almost 70. But I know most people are in the same boat as me. But then I say to myself, Sam, don't start getting down this sad road of that. All you can do is make the most of each day. And I got to find what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful I'm in Florida. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful that it's a remote position. So I gotta remember the positives. I gotta make myself remember the positives. And then I gotta, be thankful. And I gotta try to put a smile. And I do. And then I start to calm myself down. And I start to smile more. And I start to, and it makes me empathetic. I try to remember, like, when somebody's upset and they cut me off in a car or something, like they can't deal with it. And I just try to keep myself in a good space. That's all you can do. Marcy, 900 cities protesting, amigo. I'm not mad at that. Look, protests changed the world. Protests can be good. Now, look, they can be negative. But if you're protesting for the right thing and if you're doing it the right way, I'm all for exercising your rights. Joe Boss, triple thumbs up. Thank you, brother. Zeus, the problem is stupidity. I understand. I try to avoid that word stupidity and crazy because, look, at any time any of us can do foolish things or stupid things. And many times there's mental issues involved with people doing stupid things. There's substance abuse. There's a backdrop story. There's no excuse for bad behavior. But as I mature, I didn't always think like this. I used to just say the same thing, fucking stupid asshole or something like that. That's what I used to say. As I mature, again, I don't excuse the behavior, but I understand how this world is. And I see more now how bad things happen because I understand how this world works. Marcy, We should hold hands to each other. Well, look, I mean, for me, just do the right thing. Try to treat people right. Holding hands and singing Kumbaya, that's not really the answer. The answer is try to treat people right every day. Try to be your best self. That's the answer. Good job. Dynamo. Hey, Dynamo. Good to see you. I hope I said the name right. ISIS. The student had a mental issue. Yep. A 90+% of all mass shootings I've seen have one thing in common. They've all had mental health issues. So what's the answer? Again, I don't believe in a dramatic gun reform bill. I believe in a basic start with we are going to institute a law that if you are on medication and if you've been diagnosed with mental health problems, that your gun license is revoked. I believe like earlier this year, he was just like called for a domestic dispute and the cops came to his thing. And now I think he was though also evaluated and they cleared him mentally. So you're never going to eliminate it, but let's start there. And also, I would say then the next step is we have to look at the high capacity magazines and the high capacity guns that are military rated. I don't know why you need that type of gun. In my opinion, I just think it's, I think it's a toy for men to act with bravado. I don't think it's really for self-defense. I think for to post pictures on Instagram, to tell your friends you're going to the shooting range, to be a macho man, instead of a real macho man is someone who's a positive, productive worker and takes, care of his family and is a healthy part of society. But we were sold for generations that John Wayne is a man's man. A cowboy is a man's man. That's not the case. The guy working at Walmart, making an honest living for himself, treating people right, that's a man's man. Damn right. But the people don't look at it like that. A guy working at Walmart, what the fuck he doing? That's an entry-level position. And that guy's working hard doing the best he can. You understand? And, but this is like, I'm getting off track, but that's all I'll say. Demo. Glad to catch you live. Good to have you. Great message. Thank you. Love and respect. Marcia. Verdict. I don't know what that means. Verdict. Cheesy. The problem in the world are spiritual in nature. President Dwight Eisenhower. Cheesy says the problem in the world are spiritual in nature. Yes, I mean, interesting quote. I mean, I have to think about that. I mean, human nature is the problem. I mean, we all fight every day with human nature. Human nature is greed. Human nature is jealousy. Human nature is anger. Human nature is unforgiveness. Human nature is pride. That's human nature. Spiritual nature tries like to combat that. Good, healthy spiritual nature. But spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Ice. Okay, but this is definitely a fear of mine, but I will still show up to school tomorrow. Well, that's wisdom. And keep showing up, brother. Good job. And I pray everyone's safe. Luke. Sam, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. So glad for this channel. Thank you. And to hear you speak the same thoughts I sometimes have in my mind. So feel this like cool online support group. Bless each other. No, I appreciate that. I mean, more as I go forward, the more I feel that same way. But it's, once in a while you get a negative person on the channel, you get negative, and then it makes you salty towards everyone in life. It makes you salty towards everyone on YouTube. And then you're like, fuck it. Like, you're pouring out your soul and like, somebody's like mocking you. And you know what I mean? So you got to be very careful in life not to allow the 10% of people that ridicule you, mock you, and don't support you make you turn away from the 90% of people who support you, who say, you know what, we're in this, it's a helpful thing. You understand what I'm saying? But that happens. You know what I mean? Because all it takes is one person to really dig into you, and you're like, fuck everybody, man. I'm letting myself go. I don't want to deal with anyone anymore. And, I've gotten there in life. And that's a battle. And so that's why it's very important that you have boundaries. That's why it's very important that you cut off people who don't celebrate you, who don't tolerate you. I'm not saying, again, like you should only have yes men or yes women in your corner, but you have to be very conscious of, that you don't have people you're trying to prove yourself to. Because like, if I'm not for you, like, why are you spending time around me? Like, if you don't believe in me, if you don't support me, what are you trying to change me? I'm not trying to change anyone else. Don't try to change me. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's how I feel. Luke, I always say, damn, this is what I was thinking a day whenever you have a different thought for the night and a different live topic we talk about. Well, thank you. You're going to find that in life. As you grow and mature and as you lead, when you speak what is your truth, other people are going to be freed because they say, I feel the same way. I was waiting for someone to speak up. When I went through different leadership training, that always seemed to be part of the training. It takes someone to speak up and to stand up for something, and then other people who aren't as strong same way. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when the shit hits the fan, other people also say, well, him. You understand? So you got to understand, a little bit, you're going to be in alone. But, that's part of life. Thank you. Apathy. Crazy that Trump admitted to a reporter that the caravan was a ploy. He said it worked, didn't it, online TV? Well, I don't know. I didn't see that part of it, so I don't want to be misinformed and talk to it. I watched one of his press conferences recently, and it wasn't that bad. So I don't know that part of it, but look, in my opinion, Trump is very intelligent. He knows how to play the game. And he plays it. He even said it in one of the press conferences. He plays it better than the other side. And he does. The game is screwed up. I mean, more than anything else, Trump just knows how to play it. And I'm not saying he's wrong on all things. Some things, but again, I just don't think he can relate to anything other than what he's been around his whole life, which is extreme wealth, privilege, and authority. He has never been, and he has never had a circle around him of people who weren't wealthy, privileged, and had authority. And so, even though sometimes he speaks to the common man and sometimes he does the right thing, but at the end of the day, the policy speaks for itself. And at the end of the day, he had 2 years to show his priority. And at the end of the 2 years, with a majority of Republicans to back him, the only meaningful legislation that passed was corporate tax reform, permanent corporate tax reform, and temporary tax reform for the regular person at a smaller level. So that shows you. I don't need a speech, even though he gives some great speeches. They're very entertaining. He's very direct. I like that about him. He's not a politician, but his actions speak louder than his words. And his actions were, I care about corporate tax reform more than I care about health care reform, more than I care about immigration reform, more than I care about Social Security, more than I care about anything else. I care about corporate tax reform. Why? Because his whole life has been privilege, wealth, and authority. And that's what he surrounds himself with, and that's what he knows, and he thinks that that's what the country needs. But the country already, 1% of the wealthiest in the country own 40% of the wealth in the country. So the last thing the country needed was more power going to the corporations. We have a shrinking middle class. We have a growing upper class. We have bankruptcy is the number one cause of medical bills is the number one cause of bankruptcy. Senior citizens, I don't think have enough assurance for dignity in their older age. I think we have bigger structural problems. But many times if the stock market's high and unemployment's low, which that's a positive thing. So I don't want to speak negative to that. And I don't want to speak negative to all corporate tax reform because you need a healthy business sector to employ people. But I don't think we have a person negotiating for the common person. But again, I don't think we have someone that's necessarily out to hurt people. There's a counterbalance. Tom, do you see that someone in the shooting was also in the Vegas shooting? Survived both. I didn't see that. Icesis. What would you do if you were in a shooting situation? I was contemplating that a lot today. Hopefully it will never happen, but who knows? Well, no one knows what they would do in that situation, including me. We don't know. I would just hope that I would be able to be safe and hopefully help someone else without hurting myself. I don't know what I would do. I don't want to lie to you. Again, I just hope that I would be safe during that situation and that everyone around me would be as safe as possible. But I don't want to sit here and try to say, well, this is why I do, that why I do, because what I've learned in being in fights and being in places when knives got pulled out and when guns got pulled out, you never know what you're going to do. until those things happen. And when those things happen, anything can happen. And so you can only pray that you would do the right thing and you would be safe. Ryan B. Sammy is the man. Well, so are you, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Apathy. I highly trained white Marine with PTSD, which I believe stands for post-traumatic stress syndrome. Throws smoke bombs into a club, kills 11, injures dozens. No, no caravan. Yep, it wasn't a caravan. Yeah, no, I mean, look, if you do the studies, most mass shootings are white male U.S. citizens with mental health problems. That's just the facts. It's not about, all humans are humans, but that's the facts of life. That's the facts of the mass shootings. Apathy. Yep, I read that. Anxieties. To most people, you are just a number or a political topic. Well, that's true. That's true. On both sides of the fence, I think that's true. But some people care. I think most people care. You just have to have this is one thing I admire about Trump. At his age, he has a great amount of energy, endurance, and he doesn't care what people think. Now, the only part negative about not caring about what people think is you got to have a level of empathy. So you should care a little bit what people think, but you also can't care what people think. I admire that quality about him. And so you almost have to have that mindset to get stuff done. But you have to balance that with a level of empathy and broad perspective. So society, since the beginning of time, human nature has always struggled with balance. Balance is hard, and balance is a relative term, but that's the struggle. Martin, I saw a stat. The U.S. had over 33,000 gun murders in 1 year, while Japan had 6. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't research that to that level, but that would be an interest. I mean, I know we probably lead the world in our gun tragedies, but yeah, that's interesting. I mean, obviously, too, what we have to take into consideration is our population is way bigger. So what do we have, like 325 million people in the U.S.? Japan, I don't know what their population is. So the percentage is all proportionary, right? So if Japan only has 10 million people and 6 people die, what's the percentage, right? If the U.S. has 325 million people and, 33,000 die, what's the percentage? So you have to look at it from that aspect, right? Percentage-wise. But at the end of the day, look, we still need some common sense, basic gun reform laws while still upholding the right to protect yourself. We could figure out something. I mean, it's just stupid at this point. Tom, one of the interviews was strange. It was through an app where questions appear on the screen and I answer them using my camera, almost like YouTube, and submit to the computer. Didn't talk to anyone. Oh, yeah, that's the way. Well, thank you for sharing that. Look, being able to interface with technology is the future. The previous generations were in an industrial era, meaning that they were part of production lines and plants, manufacturing. That era is over. We are in a technology era. So your ability to interface with technology is your key to being able to do anything, from apply to Walmart, to apply to Target, to apply to a corporation. Everything you do in a corporation is going to require you to log in some type of portal and to enter some type of information, whether it's a checklist on a tour of checking a building, whether it's logging data for something, or there's some type of interface that you're going to have to work with and enter data and retrieve data and navigate through that system. So your phone and playing around with a computer and playing around with your phone and having that connection with technology is going to only help you. Tom, the other one was better. Managed to work a Seinfeld reference into a discussion and made them laugh quite a bit. Well, good. I'm glad I make you laugh. Thank you. It's good to laugh. Marcy, Miami, here. Happy to hear you right now. Well, love and respect to Miami, and all of Florida and all of everyone from around the world, wherever you're at. But yeah, I mean, look, Florida's my favorite state. Florida's my favorite place in the world. Right now, I mean, I work a remote position. I could work anywhere where there's internet. I can move to any part of the world if I want to. I choose to be in Florida because for me, I love Florida. I love the atmosphere. I love the culture. Nothing's perfect, but I love it for me. I'm very, very thankful. Apathy. My comment came out wrong. Made you change your lifestyle. How did you see the light? That's a good question. So I let myself go. What made me see the light? Well, in my mind, I said, I'm in my mid 20s. Now's the time to let myself go. I don't want a relationship, so I don't have to worry about impressing a girl. I've done everything I wanted to do as far as going to all the clubs, going out. So I'll let myself go. And then when I get into my 30s, then I'll just hit the switch and I'll get my health together. So then when I got into my 30s and I said, all right, now I've let myself go too much. I'm at 350 pounds. I'm going to get my health together. I started to work out with just weights and not changing my diet. I just got into the gym and I was lifting weights for a couple weeks. And then all of a sudden I had a shooting pain going up and down my arm into my jaw. And I thought I was having a heart attack. And I kind of suppressed the feeling, but then eventually the pain got so bad I had to go to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room. They did a bunch of tests and they said you didn't have a heart attack, but what you did was when you were working out, you must have pinched a nerve in your chest. And when you pinch a nerve, your nerves are like an electrical system, and it causes a short circuit within all the nerves that go throughout your body. And so one pinched nerve was like a chain reaction up the nerves down my arm and up my legs, and my whole nervous system was out of whack, and I was getting pain all over. And it took about a year for my nervous system to heal. Your nervous system, I think it takes like 6 to 8 months for your nerves to grow back. And so once I went through that amount of physical pain and I thought I was really close to having a heart attack or death, because it wasn't that much pain, it was very odd, I said, I got to get my life together. And I have to start learning more about food. I have to start reading more food labels and Googling and researching how much sugar should I eat per day, how many, all the different things about food. And then I watched a documentary. Somebody recommended it. One of my friends on social media recommended Forks Over Knives. It was at that time a Netflix documentary, Forks Over Knives, and it was about a plant-based diet. And I watched that. That started to change my life. And so as I started to change my eating habits and go for a walk and just not work out like a madman, that would just start the whole lifestyle change. But again, I always knew in my mind I wanted to try to get my life together in my 30s as far as my health. But when I hit that switch, like I said, when you get older, it's harder. And I did it the wrong way. I did it as if I was just a young guy. I was just going to lift weights and be solid again. But I had to change my eating habits, because eating is 80% of your health and weight management. Working out is only 20% of that lifestyle. T-Dot. Marmot is a savory bread, a savory spread. It was banned in Denmark, really, because it's not healthy to eat. Also, it's very high in sodium. I didn't know that. How much sodium should you have per day? No more than 2,300 milligrams. Look it up. Ice. Today was a valuable lesson because I value more the significance of life, and it could perish in any second. That's true. Love you, Sam. Love you also. Have a good night and stay safe. Peace and love. Stay inspired to also. Ice. Thank you. God bless you, brother, up in Baltimore. Stefan, what's up, man? Hey, man. I'm going to live out of my Acura. Okay. My first car was Acura Legend. He's got an Acura Integra. Thanks for the advice. Love and respect, man. Good luck on your journey. Bland. Interview went well in Philly today. Good, Bland. I'm proud of you, brother. You're going to do well in life, man. Keep pushing forward. Calco. So you'll live up 60-ish? I don't know. I mean, I may live to 100. No one knows how long they'll live. I just can give you the statistics. The statistics are the average person lives to 78. So I don't know. All I'm going to do is take life one day at a time. I've done a lot of different studies. I've done a lot of different philosophy. I've done a lot of different ways to look at life and try to mind fuck life. And what I've always come back to is the answer of life is to take life one day at a time, make the most of each day, treat people right, and that's all you can do. Everything else is a big, dark hole of nothing. Don't get seduced into thinking how old you're going to live. There's all these conspiracies. This world is so messed up. You got to get away from all that. All that is just wasted energy. The best energy is spent in just saying, look, I'm going to take life one day at a time. Every day I'm going to make the most of each day. I'm going to try to improve myself. I'm going to try to treat people right and have a level of compassion. And that's it. And I'm just going to go forward. Tom, glad you're safe. Ice-T says, yeah, we got love for our brother. Praying for you, buddy. Yes, love and respect. Jacob, hey there. What have I missed? We just talking about life, Jacob. You catched a replay, but I think you probably got some of what I was saying. Good to see you, Jacob. Luke, that's awesome that you pray for us. Oh, no doubt. And definitely take care, because I definitely lift you up in prayer. Well, I appreciate that. I'll take all the prayers I can get. Thank you very much, Luke. Luke, we definitely got to count our blessings. That's right. No, look, I'm an optimist, but I'm a realist. So I address negative thoughts. I speak to them directly. But what I say is you have to pull yourself back and you have to think, all right, what are the positives? The positives are, maybe right now you're not in a hospital. The positives are you have the ability to go to the bathroom on your own. The positives are if you have a job, that's a blessing. I mean, you got to remind yourself, look, there's a lot of positives out there. The world isn't burning. You may be in a society. You're watching the internet right now. You have the internet. That's a blessing. It's not all bad. And so you gotta remind yourself that, because believe me, your mind is gonna want to say it's all bad. It's not all bad. DNT. I just got to it because I'm sorry. Now I have to know that I'll have to DNT. I hope you're still in the live chat, because it was my first super chat that I ever got, and so I didn't know I had to scroll down. I'm on my phone doing this live, so I see that you did that super chat. You donated. DNT. You've been in here for a while, and so I humbly thank you, and I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I'm not pandering, and it means a lot to me, everyone who just watches. Okay, so thank you. I mean, I want to express that, but I don't want to overdo it to come across disingenuous. But it's sincere, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Ice says, I think your advice frequently throughout the day. Thank you. Well, no, I mean, I think about our conversations throughout the day, and I'm thankful for that. Look, I'm a single person. I have friends, but I really don't talk to many people because I like it like that. I'm good socially. I know how to talk to people. I have good friends too. I mean, I talk to occasionally on the phone and through social media. But this is a special part of my journey. I like to share. And I am surprised. Initially, when I started sharing on YouTube, there was no response. And I was just like, this thing is it's not real. But as you go on, you meet the trolls, you meet the negative people, and then you get pissed, and then you get more angry. But if you look past that, there are a big percentage, even I'm shocked by it. There's a big percentage of people out there that you actually connect with. I mean, who they are on the other end, you never know. I mean, again, it could be a person with a girl profile picture. She's a hot young girl, but it's really a guy. It's crazy. But I often say, I did a video about this. I think about the movie Howl Shall. I think I'm saying that right. Howl Shall. It was a comedy, but it was a great life lesson. That it was about a guy who got hypnotized to see people for who they are inside, not externally, because he would only date hot chicks. But after he was hypnotized, he started seeing women for who they really were. And he ended up dating some big, heavy girl, but she had a beautiful spirit. And that's a life lesson. I'm not saying looks don't matter, because I'll be lying. But I'm saying what is inside matters more. And I'm not lying. What is inside matters more, because beauty fades. And who you want in your life are good people that vibe with you, that understand you, that support you, whether it's a lover or whether it's a friend. And, whether it's a connection on social media or whatever. Because like I say, you're going to have a tough time in this world holding it together, not letting go. I mean, you're going to want to let yourself go. You don't want to give up on society. You want to give up on humanity. So the more negative people you have in your life, the more you're going to want to give up. The more positive, the more supportive. You're going to be stronger to deal with the 10% negative. And you're going to remember to stay optimistic. And that's important. And I got to remember that. Thank you, Luke. Tom Hanks, I hope you get that job, brother. Yeah, no, I'm praying. I mean, I think about the different times that I was unemployed. And I remember when I was running out of unemployment and I was going on job interviews. I mean, I was so scared. Because I was like, man, if I don't get a job, what's next? So, and that's why too, look, as much as I would love to just be financially independent and never have to work, I am thankful for a job because I have to work. And sometimes when I catch myself complaining, I say, Sam, be thankful for a job, because I remember what it was like when I didn't have a job. I remember. And I never forget that. And you gotta be thankful. And I'm praying for everyone to get a good job. I'm praying for everyone to do good financially. Tom Hanks, thanks, man. Good job. Joe Boss, wisdom, honesty, common sense coming out of your mouth. Well, thank you, love, and respect you. Also, Joe Boss, thumbs up to you. Cheesy. I never heard about this. I'm gonna have to Google this. They're talking about martinet is healthy, and T Dot was saying it was like too much sodium. It was banned in Denmark because of extra vitamins were added to it, which don't follow the regulations. It is salty, but you only supposed to use very little. Well, that's interesting. I think both of you add a good perspective. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, like most truth is. What I can tell you is vitamins from GNC, vitamins from the vitamin shop, supplements, they're not regulated by the FDA. So you have to be very careful when you take supplements and vitamins because they are not regulated. And energy drinks, be careful. Most vitamins and nutrients can be found in regular fruits and vegetables. Most. And unless you have some type of physical deficiency because of some type of DNA issue, most people, your body can absorb the nutrients from regular fruits and vegetables. The only reason a person should take supplements is if their body has a DNA makeup that they can't absorb the nutrients naturally through the fruits and vegetables. So they have to take a concentrated form of a vitamin in a supplement, in a pill. And that's all GNC and all those other stores do. It's a concentrated form of a natural vitamin, but in an unnatural form. So when you take a highly concentrated amount of a vitamin, it could be harmful. Why? Because your liver and your kidneys have to work harder. Your liver and your kidneys are like a filter. If you ever had a furnace, an air conditioning furnace or a heating furnace, that filter has to be changed every month or two because particles build up and it clogs your system. And it can cause you to get backed up and breathe in toxins. Your kidneys, liver, what you digest and what goes into your bloodstream. And when you take a highly concentrated thing that's unnatural, your liver and your kidneys have to work harder. Never forget that. Okay, good job. Armad. There have to be serious retaliation of life event that caused you to let yourself go. In my opinion, what was it? There was no serious thing. I think that brother, who was it that said it best? I don't know if it was, I think it was James. I just got to a point in life where I felt like I did everything I wanted to do. I was young enough that I said I could probably recover from letting myself go. And I'm done with it. I just want to let myself go. I just not disgusted with life, but I just I'm just going to let myself go and become a recluse. That's just honestly what it was. It was nothing dramatic. Cheesy. The Queen of England eats it every day, and she's 90. And she's also filthy rich. Let's marry her. That's a good answer. On another note, growing up, did you use old school 90s hip hop vintage t-shirts? Man, they are worth so much now. Saw a Tupac shirt go for $1,000. Oh, really? No, I never had any of them. I did grow up mainly on hip hop and R&B. There was I listened to some rock and roll in the early 90s, but it was mainly hip hop and R&B. But I don't have any t-shirts. I only have one bag of just like tank tops and stuff with no underwear. Luke, Tupac shirt. I love Tupac. He was my favorite artist. He helped me out of a lot of dark times listening to his music. I enjoyed him. Oh, Prolark. I believe you're on my Instagram. I believe that's the same guy. Hey, Sam. On a break at work. All right, man. Love and respect. But just wanted to say I completely agree with the Macho Man thing. Oh, I want to talk about people do guns on social media. Yeah, amen, brother. Look, and to me, good. Thank you, brother, for joining. I hope you're having a good day at work. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you are going to have a gun and if you want it for self-defense, again, I'm for protecting that right. But why then people go on Instagram or why people post on social media and show themselves at the range or loading guns and or even tell people about, I don't tell people about I guess for me, I have seen violence, okay? And I know there is nothing to be glorified about a gun, about a knife, about fights. Because if you've been through enough in life, you realize that I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how many guns you have. I don't care how good you are with that gun. Any of us can be hurt in a fight, in a gun, in a knife, and totally humbled. And so, like, if you want to have a gun for self-protection, I mean, do you? But, like, but it goes back to society loves to glorify the gangster. And, even some people like I love Tupac, that was his downfall. I mean, I have to be honest. He was a tremendously intelligent, articulate, wise, and I believe touched by God person. But his downfall was he hung around people and he got consumed into the lifestyle of glorifying gang life. And anyone who has been in that life, and there are real people that rappers and other people, there are real drug dealers and real street gangsters that other rappers have named themselves after. Like 50 Cent isn't the real 50 Cent, real AZ. Rick Ross, there's a real drug dealer that was Rick Ross. And when you interview all the real drug dealers, they all say, like, you don't want to glorify this life. This life is horrible. But when you're destitute, you do what you got to do. That's the downfall of getting into that macho man. Now, it doesn't matter what genre of life. It could be, glorifying a gangster or drug dealing, or it could be glorifying John Wayne, a cowboy in the Western land. You have a right to defend yourself, but if you've ever had to use a gun or see a gun, nothing to want to do, or you want a safer society. You don't want more guns. As far as, like, you don't want, like, that's what I've heard the reply. Well, we're going to arm the teachers. We're going to arm the rabbi. We're going to arm the bar. You don't understand, man. We have to look at common sense stuff, okay? And the number one problem right now is people that have mental issues have guns, and not only do they have guns, they have high capacity magazine and guns. And for me, in my view, you got to look at that. That's the problem. And you could still correct that. You'll correct it to a certain extent without disarming America. I mean, you could still protect the Second Amendment without, while still saying, look, there's some people that have mental issues. They shouldn't be legally be able to have a gun. Gun shows are a big sham on how gun regulations bypass certain things. I mean, there's a lot of simple things they could look at, but it's all big money. When in doubt, follow the money. Okay. Gun manufacturers are publicly traded corporations. Money. IRA is a wealthy lobbying group. Money. So most people, would probably believe in some common sense stuff, but when money is involved, there is a manipulation of society, and mainly manipulation of divide and conquer. If you can divide the country, you can conquer with your message, because there is so much power in unity. That's why we're called the United States of America. Because when we were just a collection of states, we weren't as strong. We weren't the greatest nation in the world. And so it doesn't matter if you're a southern state, northern state, western state, eastern state. Our strength lies in the fact that all of our states are united. And you have to figure out a way to always remember that while still respecting individuality of the individual states, because every state has a different personality, just like every child has a different personality. So that's a tough balance, because some states have a very different personality. And the federal government, it is like the parent. There's no way around it. And so it's got to ensure that kind of like all the children are united, while at the same time, you can't force it. You have to let them be themselves. And that's a tough thing to marry. Luke, I definitely agree with you, man, because I got my own family who live in the same city as I do, yet we don't vibe together, and sometimes I feel so alone. Well, I understand that. I mean, I thank God. I mean, really, the only family member that I talk to is my mother. I love my sisters, but I really don't talk to them much. It's just the way it is. I don't talk to my father anymore. I don't have anyone else relative that I talk to. So the only relative that I have any contact with, pretty much, is my mother. Um, and she's getting older, and I know it'll be a matter of time for that. So I can relate to the aspect of I'm with you, where for the most part, it's just me too out here in this world. Um, but let us be thankful that we do have good connections with other people, like you're seeing tonight. And I'm sure you have other positive people in your life, in real life. So there's good people out there. At the end of the day, just go forward, Luke. But definitely agree that it's better to feel alone and sad than not be celebrated and cherished by so-called family. Yeah, look, it's a hard thing, brother. But what I believe is that as you take care of yourself, you're going to meet more people doing the things you want to do. Like if you go to the gym, you're going to meet people in the gym. If you go to the beach, you're going to meet other people. Do things that are positive and that interest you. When you go to places such as the beach, such as the park, such as a campground, such as a Starbucks, you're going to meet other people that like similar things that you like because they're at the same place. And you can form other connections. And so this world, it's a huge world. It's just like when you break up with a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Like you think like that was the only person for me and there's no other fish in the sea. But as you heal, and you have to separate yourself from someone to heal. You have to separate yourself from gambling to heal. You have to separate yourself from an unhealthy relationship to heal. As you separate yourself and you start to develop other interests and you start to see other people, that's how you regain hope that there's a whole world out there, not just the one person that you made your world. And it's true. I've experienced it. Love and respect. Luke, I am trying to feel positive for the holidays. Well, that's true, because everywhere you go, you see families, people, and relatives, and I'm upset, and I don't want that kind of vibe. Now, I understand. Look, I used to be like that during the holidays. But what cured me of that is I went to many of my friends and different people I know. I went to their house during the holidays, and what I found is it's a disaster there too. Now, it wasn't a complete disaster, but what I said, it was a show there too. So, but just, and to me, look, holidays are over commercialized anyway. Holidays are another reason why, they may have some good meaning behind the holidays, but it has become a consumerism holiday where the meaning is lost and it's just about buying stuff, consuming. So you can, like I always tell, like my birthday's every day, Christmas is every day or whatever you celebrate as far as the meaning behind it. Now, the individual day is still special, but people put so much pressure on themselves to enjoy the day more than you're supposed to be so happy and so so much celebrating and eating all the food and all, but that's not really the holidays. It's a illusion sold to society for consumption. There's some good things in it, but it also puts too much pressure on people. And that's why they say that during the holidays, the most heart attacks and health and health elements happen because people put a tremendous amount of stress on themselves. So don't do that. Good job, Luke. But I got to stay positive. Yep, do that. Good job. Ryan B. Yeah, my last interview was through the phone, but my friend got me the interview. Thumbs up. Yeah. Look, many times in life, it is about like knowing people and connection and networking and getting your friends. So that's a blessing. Ryan B. I had the same thing happen to me when I went bowling a lot. I had a sharp pain in my chest and I felt it was having a heart attack. Yeah. Yeah. Again, this was shooting pain up and down my arm into my jaw. And then eventually, it even shot down my back. All your nerves are wrapped around your spine. And so again, when you have one pinched nerve, that can set off a sensation around all your other nerves. And it would hurt even when I went to the bathroom. Number two, it got real scary because my whole nervous system got thrown off track. And look, when you can't walk without being in pain, it changes your whole world. And even like as I'm saying that now, I'm getting humbled because I remember there was a point where like I couldn't even take a step without my body like in complete pain, and that's scary as hell. And so I want to be thankful for not being in pain. I want to be thankful for being able to walk on my own. And as dark as your thoughts may get, you got to pull yourself back and remember that. Good job, Ben. Ditto, which I call my personal keys of life for day-to-day living. Continue living your dream. Ben, love and respect. Thank you, brother. Oh, just plain common sense. Hey. God bless. You have to pick your friends and stay away from negative people. Now, just plain common sense. Great comment. Totally agree. Don't mind fucking. Good job. King Genius, a.k.a. HVAC Genius. What's up, brother? Thumbs up, Sam. And they give me a sunglass and triple palm trees. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being a positive support system, man. Thumbs up to you, brother. Love and respect to Polk County. Gilbert says, good evening. Hey, Gilbert. What's up, brother? Oh, Sowell Howe. That's the movie I was thinking about. Good job. Gilbert. Jack Black. Yes, he was the star actor. Good job. Thank you. Joseph, laugh out loud. Good. It's good to laugh. Joseph, confirm Sam is a gun owner. Salute to you, American hero. No, I'm not. Look, I believe in self-defense, but I'm not into guns. I've been around guns. I understand guns. I've seen what they do. I understand what they do. I'm not against I'm against a person being able to have self-defense, but I'm not. That's not my thing. Mel. Oh no, I skipped somebody. Joseph. Tupac a bit overrated. Everyone has their own opinion. I mean, I know some people like Biggie more. I know some people don't like rap. So again, it's just my opinion based on where I was in life and what he meant to me. He was my favorite rapper. I don't put anyone on a pedestal, including Pac. He had his faults. But I take the good that he gave me. And then I learned from the bad that happened to him and what he did with his life. And I try to apply that to my own lessons learned. And that's what you'll find in life with me. There's going to be good things you like about me. There's going to be bad things. And so take whatever good you can take from someone, leave the bad, and then put your own twist on it and be you. Good job. Mel. Sal Hal. Yeah, that was the movie. Stuck me also. So I tried to date a so-called 5 to 7s instead. That ended in a disaster also. That's a good point. I got fooled by arrogant 5s and lower. It was a failed experiment. Well, Mel, that's a good comment. Everyone stay single. Watch free porn. That's what I recommend. Gilbert. Palm trees, prayers, peace, palm trees, fire, and thumbs up. Thank you, brother. Then there, Gilbert. Thank you, brother. I think about you often, Gilbert. Love and respect to you, Queens. Continue to get up every hour and go for a walk. I'm getting ready to do that very soon because I can feel my body getting ready to, like when I sit for more than an hour, I feel my legs like just hurting and I feel like I got to get up and let that blood flow, and I'm getting ready to do that. Tom, great stream tonight, Sam. Thank you. Luke, thanks again for all the positive vibes, Sam. I appreciate you, my friend. Have a blessed night. God bless you always. Have a great night. Thank you. I ended on that note, guys. Thank you, everyone, man, for leaving a comment. Thank you for those who just watch. Thank you for those who give a thumbs up. Thank you, DNT, for the super chat. Thank you. I'm trying to grow every day and mature. It's a journey. Some days we do good. Some days we fail. Some days we take a step forward. Some days we take 2 steps backwards. Try to make the most of each day. Try to stay positive. Try not to let yourself go. And free to be me. Meat from the fat. Good to see you, brother. World citizen. No, I just got here. Love and respect, man. Good to see you, world. Gilbert, thanks, Sammy. Thank you, guys. All right. Love, peace, man. I pray everyone has a peaceful night. Thank you. Peace and love, man.